And then it's a vicious
So
cycle.
flipping it on its head, three things that have been significant in your life then. So like, I think this change is significant because of the situation, the lockdown and everything we're in. I don't think I would have had this social regression unless we'd been in this situation. You know, it would have been all, you know, barbecues and happy weddings and everything else. But the thought of those sort of things, they're not like, oh, I don't want to go. It's just, it's bringing out old habits, shall we say. And some of that does stem back to personal loss and all that, without getting heavy. So switch it over. Three significant things in your life that have looking back, that have made you into who you are or what you are today.
Like, are we saying significant moments? Like, kind of, if you go,
well,
or just...
I'll go first then.
Go on. But if you, you did.
I'm thinking no particular order, and it's cliche, but it's really honest. Partner, meeting Lauren and the relationship there. I think the significance in that is the biggest thing going. And the other thing that comes from that is kids. Having kids, I think, is the most significant thing. And I think if I went back 20 years, or say 17 years before, let's say 20 years before we were contemplating even kids, I think my three things would have been very different. And maybe 20 years from now, they might be different. But I'm pretty sure these will go around. And then death of my parents. That was the next significant thing. You?
Well, yeah. So the first thing that came to mind when you said it, and I guess it's kind of the same, and really interesting that you said the thing about 10 years ago, it would have been different, or 20 years. I was just going to say my relationships. And like, in particular, like, you've been with your wife, forgive me, how many years, or since
19 years. 19
yeah, like long time. And before I got with my wife, I had long-term girlfriends prior to that. And I can distinctly say that I was a very different person from one to the next. And each relationship in itself, kind of, there was a metamorphosis in terms of who I was as a person, especially at the end of them when the breakup happened, because the breakup normally signifies that you're not on the same level, or you are very different people. But what it really did is it kind of galvanized who I was, because I was like, clearly we're not a match, but that means that I am whatever I am, good or bad, whatever you want to call it. And I guess it's the same for you in the sense that it's the end of a relationship in a way with your parents when they went, the relationship with your wife, and then this new relationship of your kids, these people that come into the world and obviously affect you. So the same answer, but a very different set of relationships, just because I guess of the way, our paths in life. But I think that's the biggest thing that changes most people is the people along the way. Because I can easily say that you and your dad were massive impact on me. Richard, who brought me to martial arts, massive impact on me. And then obviously, my own. And I'm sure when my parents go and when my kids turn up, that the other change is going to happen again. No doubt.
It's interesting. I didn't even look at it like that, and you brought it up. That it is relationships, isn't it? I really chew the fat on that a little bit. That's really interesting. Our relationships that we meet.
I think that's. I mean, I've always said, like, I think I like to tell people when they ask, when you get into a question about like meaning of life and stuff. I think a great way to think about it is, and this is a bit dark, but you'll get this. You've just been hit by a car. It's really bad, you're gonna die. You're laying on the concrete and you've got maybe like 5 minutes before you slip away. And what would you want in those 5 minutes? And I think almost everyone would say the same thing. They'd want someone there who they care about to hold their hand and see them off. And maybe so that you could say one or two things that you meant to say that maybe you ain't said enough or said yet. So, but I think it's all relationships, isn't it? No one's going to say anything else. We spoke last week about money. No one's going to say, give me my money. Let me hold it one more time. It's not going to happen. So I just think that's all that matters in this what realm, and everything we do, every decision we make is based upon relationships, past, present, and future.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
Loads of brain there. We've got a good one there. And I suppose at the weekend I was talking to someone and we were talking about what we're missing with the COVID at the moment and what we would like to get back to as soon as possible and what might be different in that. And when you think about it, actually that's the answer, isn't it? I think
that's it.
We're missing relationships. We're missing not just human to human relationship either, but relationship to the things that we do and the things that we do to make us who we are, our identities, our relationship to who we are in different roles as an instructor or as a X, Y, and Z, aren't we?
Yeah, well, like I can say it we've been talking now on a weekly basis via video chat. You know, you're clear as day on my screen and all the rest of it. But I can still say I'm very excited and really looking forward to seeing you again. And it's different. It's not the same. We've been talking. We're all up to date on each other and all the rest of it. But I'm looking forward to seeing you.
That embracing,
embracing and sitting down and having a whiskey or whatever it is. And it's no different, but it's completely different. It's real interaction. And I think that's what we're all missing, whether it be with the sport we do or the job we go to or anything. We're just missing the real stuff. We've all got like some diluted version of it at the minute.
I've got a new it word, relationship. That's my word now.